Hello friends, this is the continuation of MECM 2103 installation, configuration and setup. So in this part we are going to enable the PXE roles on the distribution points in the SCCM. So in this version we will use the PXE responder without WDS feature. So this is a very good feature as compared to the previous version of the SCCM. Because in the previous version of the SCCM, we need to use the PXE. Once we enable the PXE, then it will along with install the IIS and WDS roles, and after that configure the WDS services, right? And after that, we need to also set up and configure the DHCP scope for the TFTP and bootp file and the options boot options. So there are a couple of the earlier the couple of the settings was required in the DSCP scopes, right? But in this feature nothing is required, and this feature was launched in the SCCM version 1806. So I have going to testing this feature in my lab. So once I have enabled this, let me show you. So click on the administration, go to the services and open the distribution points. Under the distribution points, go to the properties. So under the PXE, you can see the couple of the options are available. The first option is the enable the PXE support for the clients, right? And which is required for the Windows deployment services will be installed. Second one is the allow this distribution point to respond all the incoming PXE requests. That is also fine. Third one is the enable non-customer support if any machine does not have any operating system. So this is also needs to check. And the next one is the enable a PXE responder without Windows deployment service. So this is the new feature which is the PXE responder without WDS. So suppose that if you have already using the WDS along with the PXE in your environment on a on your infrastructure. So if you want to enable it, then once you will enable, then it will automatically disable the Windows deployment service from the services. And once it will enable, then after it will create a new service. Let me show you. It will create the PXE responder service. So that is the config mgr PXE responder service. So once it will enable and install, then after it will create a service with the name of config mgr PXE responder service, right? And once it will enable, and if already WDS is running, that will be disabled. So the WDS is I'm not using, so that's why it's not in my services. I'm going to close it. So earlier I had tested it, so that's why the options is enabled. And the last one is the respond to the PXE request to all the network interface. So if you want to respond the PXE request to all the network, then that is fine, first option. And if you want to limit the PXE request on a particular network segment, that you need to select this one. Otherwise, first option is fine, right? And once you will enable the PXE responder, then after the multicast, all the features will be grayed out. So you don't need to do anything from here. And in the group relations in the thing, and whatever the content is available on your distribution point, that will be you, available here. You can see. And in the boundary, yes, it's already added in the boundary distribution point. So that is fine. All right. So and also once you will install the SCCM first time, or it will be automatically create the all unknown computers collection. So we need to create the variables for the host name. Suppose that once you will initiate the OSD, right? And once the OSD will be completed, the computer host name will be generated like the a mini uh, the some numeric numbers like that. So if you want to set the proper host name to the any new image machine. So you need to add the variable from here as well. So you can right click on the all unknown computers and go to the properties. So unknown properties from you can see the collection variables. So there is a orange icon. With the help of you can enter the name of the variable, which is the OSD computer name. I have already added it. You can see it. So I have already added it. You no need to enter any other value. So this is the variable which is using for the setting the host name. Okay. So when we will enable this variable and adding the unknown collection, and after that, when the OSD will be triggered, then after it will give the prompt to enter the host name. Okay. And right now I'm not using the MDT because the MDT is also a very good feature which is provided the a lot of customization and the task sequence. So if we are in the corporate, so there are thousands and lakhs of the laptop and desktop workstations are using there, and we need to set the host name automatic. It can be picked up along as per the serial number. What is the serial number of the device, or if you want to set any the host name according to your requirement, that can be also possible with the help of MDT in the by custom settings. So for that, the a ready-made application like sorry, a ready-made PowerShell script is available on the online. You need to just check and download, and you can just modify the script as per your requirement, right? But I don't have any MDT, so that's why I'm not using that. I'm only using the OSD computer name variable, which is already set in the unknown computers collection. Okay, let me show you. Okay, let me also show you the DHCP where. So this is my domain controller. I'm going to open the. So I have only configured the scope for picking the IP address to my machine. So that's why I have created only this scope, but I have not configured the boot file here in this scope. Let me show you as well. So this is the network range which I have configured for my lab, and in the scope option you can see I have not enabled the boot file, right? So I have only enabled the PXE responder without WDS, then it's automatic set the uh, boot file TFTP server IP address. It's just taken the IP address of the SCCM server. And in your case, suppose that if you are having the multiple network or other different VLANs, so that you can provide the IP address of the IP helper, that will be fine. So we don't need to use the WDS anymore in this version, or the version is uh, onwards the 1806 version. Okay, now let me show you the task sequence which I have created a by basic task sequence. Let me show you. So I have created the already added the Windows operating system image, and here you can see. So this is the task basic task sequence steps. So first option is the restart the WinP, and second it will create the partition of the disk. Then after partition 0. So basically is doing the partition, it's just detect the BIOS or UEFI based machine. And third one is the apply operating system. It will uh, I have already added here, you can see. And in the apply network settings, I have in the apply network setting I have already provided the password, so that's why it's showing. And you can see the username is given An organization name is there, and in the network setting you can see I'm using my domain name, and this is the my domain OU, and this is my account which is the SCCM admin which I am using for the SCCM managing. That's all, and this is all the basic feature of the task sequence. All right, so I have deployed this task sequence on the unknown collection, you can see, right? Okay, so now we are good. Now we can just start the PXE image on any client machine. Let me show you. So we will go to the our Hyper-V, and here I had already created and tested one PXE image which is working fine, and also it's automatic join in the domain post the completion. Now I'm going to do the PXE on another test machine which is with the name of the test PXE02. So I will be right. So now we need to click press on the F12, and now it's started the downloading the boot file, and after that it will start the installation of OS. So it will take some time. Okay, now TS has been started. Okay, so now it's giving the pop-up for enter the credential which we have set in the PXE. Once enter the password, then it will give the option to select the task sequence. Yes, this is our task sequence which is already selected. Then click on next. This is the OSD computer name, the variable which we have already defined in the all unknown computers collection variables. So if you want to set the host name of the machine, we can test set from here like the test PXE VM. Okay, only needs to enter the value, then needs to click on OK, and then click on the next. So it will run each and every steps which is defined under the task sequence. So it will take some time to complete the OSD. So we will pause the video during that time. So on the network, I don't have the internet because it will try to register on the internet. So that's why I do not want to connect with the internet. So you can see it has been logged in with the SCCM admin account, which is a domain admin account. So because this machine successfully has been joined in the domain with the help of the task sequence. So this might be take these few couple of minutes due to set up the first time login screen. Okay, now you can see the screen. So we have provided the 20 GB of the hard disk. So it has taken only the 7.86 and almost 12 GB has been free, and this is running on the 2 GB RAM. Okay, so I think so it has been done. So we have successfully deployed a OSD image on a client machine. So that's all, and thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.